Have you ever sat down with a warm bowl of soup, hoping it would bring you strength, comfort, and maybe even a little healing, only to find yourself just as tired or even more sluggish afterward? For many older adults across America, soup feels like the safest choice. A soft, soothing meal when appetite is low or energy is fading. It slides down easily, fills the stomach quickly, and often carries a nostalgic sense of home. But beneath that smooth, familiar taste, some soups may be quietly doing harm. Especially after 60, what we put into our bodies can either help us fight back against fatigue and illness, or feed the very problems we're trying to avoid. After 60, our bodies speak a different language, one of subtle signals. A little more swelling in the legs. An afternoon nap that turns into hours. A simple cold that takes weeks to leave. These aren't just signs of getting older. They're messages from a body that's more vulnerable, more sensitive to what we consume. Our immune system doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Muscles shrink faster if we don't feed them right. And hidden inflammation can simmer for years, weakening everything from our digestion to our memory. That's why something as innocent as a store-bought soup, filled with additives and preservatives, can tip the scale in the wrong direction, quietly, day after day. Most people don't realize it, but many popular soups on supermarket shelves are designed for convenience and shelf life, not for healing. They're loaded with sodium that raises blood pressure, saturated fats that clog arteries, and chemicals like MSG that confuse our appetite and irritate our nerves. These ingredients don't always make you feel sick right away. In fact, they're designed not to. That's what makes them so dangerous. You might enjoy the taste, feel full for a moment, and never connect that lingering joint pain, bloating, or fatigue to that innocent soup from lunch. But over time, these small assaults on your system add up, especially in a body that's already working hard to stay strong. And let's be honest, no one warned us about this. No one told us that the very foods marketed as comforting and nourishing in our golden years could be doing the opposite. The ads show smiling families and steaming bowls, not hidden sodium bombs or gut irritants. That's why this conversation matters. Because when we know better, we can choose better. And the truth is, your body still has incredible power to heal, adapt, and grow stronger if you give it the right tools. Food is one of the most powerful tools we have. Even something as simple as soup can be either medicine or poison. So in today's video, we'll start by revealing the 4 worst soups. The ones that may be draining your strength and immunity without you even noticing. Then, we'll shift to 4 powerful, healing soups that can truly nourish your body, warm your spirit, and support your health in ways you might not expect. Let's begin with the ones you should watch out for first. Number 4. Industrial cream of mushroom soup. It's creamy, it's nostalgic, and it's probably sitting in the back of your pantry right now. Industrial cream of mushroom soup, especially the canned kind, is one of those American kitchen staples many of us grew up with. It's used in casseroles, poured over rice, or eaten straight from the bowl on a cold night. But here's the uncomfortable truth. What's inside that can is far from the comforting memory it sells. Instead of nourishing your body, it delivers a concentrated mix of salt, saturated fat, and artificial additives. As we age, those ingredients aren't just unhealthy. They can be actively dangerous for our immune system, our circulation, and our overall strength. Once you cross the age of 60, your body becomes less forgiving. Your kidneys filter slower. Your heart works harder. And that innocent-seeming spoonful of soup can quietly tip your body into imbalance. Most canned mushroom soups contain massive amounts of sodium, sometimes more than an entire day's recommended intake in just one bowl. This overload doesn't just raise blood pressure, it also causes fluid retention, which puts stress on the heart and joints. You may notice swelling in your feet, trouble sleeping, or a general sense of heaviness after a meal. These aren't random signs of aging, they're your body's way of sounding the alarm. And what about the fats? Cream-based soups rely on saturated fats to deliver that rich, satisfying texture. But those fats clog arteries, fuel low-grade inflammation, and make it harder for your body to fight off infections. It's a slow erosion, not an overnight collapse. And that's what makes it so dangerous. You might not feel the damage immediately, but over weeks and months, it adds up, especially if your body is already dealing with other silent burdens like high cholesterol or blood sugar imbalances. You may think it's just a small bowl, but in a body over 60, even small things make a big impact. Then there's MSG, monosodium glutamate, an additive commonly found in processed soups to enhance flavor. While not everyone reacts to it the same way, many older adults report headaches, nausea, flushing, or brain fog after consuming it. But beyond the symptoms, MSG plays a sneaky role. It tricks your brain into thinking the food is more satisfying than it actually is. That can lead to overeating, cravings for more processed meals, and a disconnect between what your body needs and what your taste buds want. In a phase of life where clarity, balance, and control are essential, this kind of chemical manipulation is the last thing you need on your plate or in your bowl. So next time you reach for that can, ask yourself, is this truly feeding your strength or just your habits? The truth is, what once felt like a warm hug in a bowl can quietly chip away at your health, one spoonful at a time. Industrial cream of mushroom soup doesn't just fail to nourish. It actively works against your body's natural defenses. For those of us over 60, every bite needs to count, and that means choosing foods that fight for us, not against us. Your body still has the power to heal, to stay sharp, and to feel lighter, but it needs the right support. And that begins by saying goodbye to comforting illusions and making space for real, restorative nourishment. Because what we once trusted out of convenience must now be questioned with care. Number 3, cheese and bacon soup. It sounds indulgent, doesn't it? Rich, creamy, smoky. Cheese and bacon soup is one of those dishes that feels like a warm reward after a long day. For many, it's a winter favorite or a restaurant treat that brings comfort and satisfaction. But the reality under that comforting surface is a nutritional trap, especially dangerous for people over 60. This kind of soup doesn't just warm your belly. It fills your system with heavy, harmful ingredients that your aging body may no longer be able to process the way it once did. Behind the flavor lies a dangerous mix of cholesterol, saturated fat, and empty calories that burden your heart, your arteries, and even your immune system. When you eat a soup like this, your body is hit with a double blow: high-fat dairy from the cheese and processed meat from the bacon. That combination sends a rush of saturated fat and sodium into your bloodstream, which can increase levels of LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries and raises the risk of heart attack or stroke. And unlike fats from avocados or olive oil, the fats in bacon and heavy cream promote inflammation, which weakens your defenses against infection. You might not feel it right away, but that chronic, silent inflammation could be what's making your joints ache, your energy drop, or your immune system struggle to bounce back from the flu. And there's something else most people overlook. Soups like these are incredibly calorie-dense, but nutritionally poor. That means they fill you up, but they don't fuel you. For older adults, this is a big problem. We often eat less as we age, whether due to reduced appetite, medications, or dental issues. So every meal becomes precious. When a bowl of soup delivers hundreds of calories, but barely any vitamins, fiber, or antioxidants, it steals the opportunity to give your body what it truly needs: fuel for repair, strength, and resilience. You may feel full after eating it, but you're not actually being nourished. Bacon, in particular, deserves a closer look. It's not just salty, it's processed, smoked, and preserved with nitrates that have been linked to inflammation and even certain cancers. Inflammation is the common root of many age-related conditions, from arthritis and heart disease to cognitive decline. That means every spoonful of bacon-laced soup could be silently feeding the very issues you're trying to control or avoid. And when paired with full-fat cheese, the effect is compounded. Your body becomes inflamed, heavy, and vulnerable, all from something that promised to be comfort food. So the next time you're tempted by that thick, cheesy bowl, or you see on the menu and think, why not just this once? Remember that this soup may be comforting in the moment, but it comes at a cost. A cost your heart, your joints, and your immune system may not be able to afford anymore. After 60, every meal should move you towards strength, not away from it. And no bowl of soup, no matter how tasty, is worth trading your vitality for a few minutes of flavor. Number 2. Instant soup like ramen or cup noodles. They're quick, cheap, and seem harmless. Just add hot water, and in minutes you got a steaming cup of soup. For many older adults, instant soups like ramen noodles or those styrofoam cup varieties have become a pantry staple. They're easy to prepare, especially on days when energy is low or cooking feels like too much. But the truth is, these convenience soups are among the worst possible choices for your health after 60. They're not food in the real sense of the word. They're a factory-made formula packed with preservatives, artificial flavors, and unhealthy fats that can quietly damage your body, one cup at a time. What makes these soups so dangerous is how little real nutrition they provide. The noodles are usually made from refined white flour, offering almost no fiber or lasting energy. The flavor packets? They're salt bombs, loaded with sodium, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and synthetic chemicals meant to mimic real broth. In many cases, just one serving contains more sodium than an entire day's recommended limit. And if you're over 60, that's a serious problem. Your kidneys, blood vessels, and heart are all more sensitive to salt than they used to be. One cup of this soup might taste comforting, but inside, it's fueling hypertension, fluid retention, and long-term stress on your organs. And then there's the oil, often palm oil or even trans fats, used to pre-fry the noodles and extend shelf life. These fats increase LDL cholesterol, reduce HDL, the good kind, and create inflammation throughout the body. That inflammation isn't just a buzzword. It's the root of many chronic conditions that affect older adults, like arthritis, type 2 diabetes, and even memory decline. You may think you're just having a light snack, but what you're really swallowing is a recipe for fatigue, joint pain, and poor immune function. These soups fill the stomach, but leave the body starving for real fuel. Another overlooked danger is dehydration. Instant soups are often extremely high in sodium, but contain almost no potassium or natural fluids to balance it out. That can leave you feeling more thirsty, more fatigued, and less able to absorb the nutrients you do manage to eat in other meals. For seniors, dehydration isn't just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. It affects memory, blood pressure, digestion, and even mood. If you're feeling foggy, dizzy, or low energy and you've been relying on instant soups, this could be the hidden link. What looks like a small, innocent cup may be undermining your health day after day. So next time you think about peeling back the lid on one of these instant soups, pause. Ask yourself, is this really food or just a salty illusion wrapped in plastic and habit? It may seem small, like just one quick meal, but small choices, repeated over time, build your future health. And for those of us over 60, that future is shaped by what we eat today. Your body deserves better than powdered broth and dehydrated noodles. It deserves meals made with real ingredients that hydrate instead of dehydrate, that calm inflammation instead of feeding it. Even on the days when you're tired, even when cooking feels like a chore, there are better choices within reach. And every time you say no to these ultra-processed cups, you're saying yes to clearer thinking, stronger immunity, and a body that feels just a little more alive. That's not just nutrition. That's self-respect in a spoon. Number 1. Reheated seafood soup. Seafood soup may sound elegant and nourishing. Shrimp, fish, maybe a bit of garlic or tomato. And when it's fresh, made from quality ingredients, it can be. But once that same soup is reheated, especially more than once, it becomes a silent health hazard, particularly for people over 60. Seafood is one of the most delicate types of protein. It spoils quickly, oxidizes even faster, and when reheated, it can release compounds that irritate your gut and overwhelm your immune system. That's why what starts as a healthy-looking bowl can turn into a ticking time bomb for your digestion and overall vitality. As we age, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. The stomach produces less acid, enzymes work slower, and the intestinal lining becomes more vulnerable to irritation. Reheated seafood soup, especially if it's been stored for a day or two, can introduce harmful bacteria or oxidized fats into that already sensitive environment. Even if it looks and smells fine, it may be quietly triggering bloating, gas, cramps, or more serious gut inflammation. You might think you just ate something that didn't sit well, when in reality, your body is sounding a very clear alarm. The bigger risk, though, is foodborne illness. Older adults have weaker immune defenses, which makes it harder to fight off infections from improperly stored or reheated food. Seafood, in particular, carries a high risk of bacterial contamination when not kept at the right temperature. If you're reheating a shrimp soup that's been sitting in the fridge too long, or worse, letting it sit out on the counter before eating, you could be exposing yourself to harmful pathogens. The result might not be dramatic, but it can still drain your energy, disturb your gut balance, and weaken your system in ways that take time to recover from. And let's not forget, oxidation doesn't just happen to oils. It happens to seafood too. When marine fats are reheated, they can turn rancid at the molecular level, releasing compounds that quietly irritate your gut and burden your liver. These effects often fly under the radar. You might just feel sluggish or off the next day, never making the connection to that leftover seafood soup you had for lunch. But your body knows. And with every repeated exposure, the damage becomes harder to undo. The very food you thought was helping may be adding to your body's invisible workload. So while seafood soups can be wonderful when made fresh and eaten right away, they lose their health benefits the moment they're left to sit and reheat it again. After 60, your margin for error narrows, and your body needs foods that support its healing, not sabotage it. When it comes to soup, freshness matters. And no matter how tempting it is to not waste food, your health is far more valuable than a few saved leftovers. It's time to let go of what no longer serves you, starting with that reheated bowl that's doing more harm than good. Now that we've seen the worst offenders, it's time to turn the page. Let's look at the 4 soups that actually strengthen your immunity and help your body recover. Number 4, chicken soup with garlic, turmeric, and ginger. Few things feel more healing than a bowl of homemade chicken soup. But when you add garlic, turmeric, and ginger to the mix, you're not just cooking, you're creating medicine in a pot. Each of these ingredients has been studied for their powerful anti-inflammatory and immune-boosting properties. Together, they form a golden trio that warms the body, clears the airways, and helps your immune system do what it was built to do: protect and repair. And the best part? It tastes like comfort, not sacrifice. Garlic is nature's antibiotic. It contains allicin, a compound that helps fight viruses, bacteria, and even some types of fungi. For older adults, especially during cold and flu season, garlic can offer that extra layer of defense when the body is feeling run down. Add to that turmeric, with its bright yellow color and its active compound curcumin, known for calming inflammation and supporting joint health. And finally, ginger, not just for flavor, but for its ability to soothe the stomach, reduce muscle pain, and support circulation. In one bowl, you get support for your lungs, your joints, and your immune cells. But beyond the science, this soup works because it's gentle, warm, and easy to digest. After 60, many people deal with digestive issues, whether it's bloating, irregularity, or a general feeling of heaviness after meals. This type of soup bypasses those problems. It hydrates, nourishes, and gives your gut a break without leaving you feeling empty. When made with bone-in chicken, you also get collagen, minerals, and amino acids that support tissue repair and gut lining integrity, something that becomes more important with age. Another benefit is how easy it is to adapt. You can make it in a big pot and keep in the fridge for days. It reheats beautifully, and unlike seafood soups or cream-based ones, it doesn't lose its value with time. In fact, the flavors often deepen and become even more comforting the next day. It's a practical, affordable choice that delivers results you can actually feel: clearer sinuses, more energy, and even better sleep when your immune system isn't overloaded. So if you're looking for a soup that does more than just warm you up, this is it. Garlic, turmeric, and ginger don't just flavor your food. They fight for your health. In one bowl, you get centuries of wisdom backed by modern science. And the beauty is, it feels like home. Sometimes the best medicine isn't in a bottle. it's simmering right on your stove. Number 3. Kale and sweet potato soup. This isn't your average vegetable soup. Caldo verde, a traditional Portuguese recipe, becomes a true healing meal when prepared without sausage and packed with kale and sweet potatoes. It's rich, satisfying, and naturally filled with nutrients that older bodies crave. At its heart, this soup offers a warm, earthy flavor that comforts without overwhelming, and every spoonful is a quiet act of self-care. With leafy greens, root vegetables, and gentle spices, it does more than fill you up. It gives your body the tools to feel grounded, strong, and better defended. Kale is one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables on the planet. It's full of vitamin C, an essential antioxidant that boosts the immune system and supports wound healing. It also brings fiber, calcium, and plant compounds that reduce inflammation and help regulate blood sugar. For people over 60, those are no small benefits. Add sweet potato to the mix, and you get beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin, a key nutrient for healthy eyes, lungs, and immune function. Together, they create a nutrient powerhouse in a humble bowl of soup. But there's more going on here than just nutrition labels. This kind of soup supports gut health in a way many meals don't. The fiber from both the kale and sweet potato feeds your good gut bacteria, which in turn supports better digestion, mood balance, and immune response. If you've been feeling irregular, bloated, or sluggish after heavier meals, this soup offers gentle relief. It helps your digestive system work with you, not against you, while delivering real nourishment that sticks with you throughout the day. And because this is a broth-based soup with no meat, it's easier on your system and lower in saturated fat, without sacrificing flavor. The sweetness of the potatoes blends beautifully with the earthy bitterness of kale. You can season it with olive oil, garlic, and a pinch of smoked paprika for depth. It's the kind of meal that feels thoughtful, intentional. And the simplicity of the ingredients makes it easy to prepare, store, and reheat throughout the week, making it both healing and convenient. This is what everyday nourishment should feel like: comforting, clean, and deeply satisfying. You don't need processed broths or heavy dairy to make a soup that supports your health. With just a few simple ingredients, this version of Caldo Verde reminds you that food can still surprise you, especially when it helps you feel more like yourself again. Number 2. Pumpkin, carrot, and coconut milk soup. Bright, creamy, and full of flavor, this soup is as beautiful to look at as it is healing to eat. Made with pumpkin, carrots, and coconut milk, it brings together ingredients that naturally support immunity, eye health, and respiratory function, 3 essential areas that often need extra care after 60. It's the kind of meal that feels gentle on the body, easy on digestion, and deeply satisfying on a cold evening. But beyond its comforting texture and slightly sweet taste, this soup offers a powerful combination of nutrients that help your body protect, repair, and stay resilient. Pumpkin and carrots are both rich in beta-carotene, a bright orange pigment that the body turns into vitamin A. This vitamin is crucial for maintaining the protective lining of the lungs, sinuses, and digestive tract, all key players in the immune system's first line of defense. For older adults, this means fewer infections, faster healing, and better overall energy. Beta-carotene also supports healthy vision, which naturally declines with age. Just one bowl of this soup can help nourish both your eyes and your immunity, without relying on pills or supplements. Then comes the coconut milk, often misunderstood but incredibly useful when used the right way. Unlike heavy cream, coconut milk contains a unique type of fat called lauric acid, which has natural antiviral and antibacterial properties. This fat is also easier to digest than many animal-based fats, making it a smart choice for people with slower digestion or sensitive stomachs. Combined with the fiber from the vegetables, coconut milk creates a silky, satisfying texture that keeps you full longer, without the inflammation or bloating that often comes from dairy-based soups. This soup is also a gentle friend to your gut. The natural fiber from the pumpkin and carrots helps feed healthy bacteria, which in turn improves everything from digestion to mood. For those who experience irregularity, heaviness, or discomfort after eating, this type of fiber-rich, anti-inflammatory soup can bring real relief. And because it's made with whole, simple ingredients, your body knows exactly how to use what it receives. No guessing, no stress on your system. It's a form of nourishment that respects your body's pace and needs without overwhelming it. This isn't just a meal, it's a message to your body. I'm here to support you. In one bowl, you get warmth, vitamins, good fats, and easy-to-digest energy. It's ideal for days when you feel run down or need something light, but healing. And it proves that food doesn't have to be complicated or bland to be powerful. When you choose ingredients that are kind to your body, especially after 60, you're not just eating, you're rebuilding. And that's a beautiful act of care you can repeat again and again. Number 1. Lentil soup with leeks and spinach. This is a soup that does it all. Lentil soup with leeks and spinach isn't just comforting, it's deeply restorative. It brings together plant-based protein, iron, fiber, and essential minerals in one warm, nourishing bowl. For people over 60, it's a quiet powerhouse. It supports immunity, builds strength, and helps regulate digestion and blood sugar, all without any processed ingredients or added sodium. It's the kind of meal that feels humble, but leaves your body feeling stronger, more satisfied, and more balanced. And it proves that simple food, made with intention, can carry deep healing. Lentils are one of nature's most complete plant-based proteins. They provide not only protein, but also zinc, iron, folate, and fiber, all nutrients that become increasingly important as we age. Zinc supports immune response. Iron helps carry oxygen through the body, and folate supports brain and nerve health. These are not just technical terms. They're tools your body uses every single day to stay alert, fight off illness, and repair cells. Unlike meat, lentils are gentle on digestion and free from saturated fat. They help keep you full without weighing you down. Leeks bring a mild onion flavor, but more importantly, they contain compounds that support cardiovascular health and digestion. They're part of the allium family, along with garlic and onions, and are known to support gut balance and reduce inflammation. For older adults, this means fewer stomach issues, better absorption of nutrients, and more regular energy throughout the day. Spinach adds a boost of magnesium, potassium, and plant-based iron, plus antioxidants that support your eyes and bones. In one pot, you get a symphony of nutrients that quietly support nearly every system in the body. This soup is also ideal for those managing conditions like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or prediabetes. It's low in fat, naturally rich in fiber, and has a stabilizing effect on blood sugar. The fiber slows digestion in a good way, helping your body absorb nutrients steadily instead of in spikes. That means more consistent energy, less brain fog, and fewer cravings later in the day. And unlike processed soups, this one gives your body information it understands. Real ingredients, no chemical guesswork, and nothing that confuses your metabolism or stresses your liver. To put it simply, lentil soup with leeks and spinach is the kind of food that feels like it's working for you, not against you. It's rich without being heavy, satisfying without being stuffed, and healing without being complicated. Whether you make a small pot or a big batch to enjoy throughout the week, this soup is a beautiful reminder. Your meals don't need to be fancy to be powerful. They just need to be real. And at this stage of life, that's more than enough. Sometimes the smallest choices speak the loudest. A bowl of soup may seem like a small thing, but as we've seen, it can carry enormous weight, either nourishing your strength or quietly draining it. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive, more honest, and less able to filter out what doesn't serve it. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Your body knows when something isn't right, even if it takes a while for you to notice. And now that you've seen what certain soups can do, from overloading your kidneys with salt to feeding inflammation, you're better equipped to listen and to respond with kindness. There's something empowering about reclaiming your meals, about stepping into the kitchen and making something not just quick or tasty, but deeply restorative. Healing foods aren't always glamorous, but they're dependable. They work quietly, reducing the swelling in your ankles, helping you breathe easier, letting you sleep more deeply at night. They don't shout for attention like processed, packaged soups do. But over time, they help you feel more like yourself again. That is the real promise of nutrition after 60. Not perfection, but restoration. And the beauty is, it can start with something as familiar as a pot of soup simmering on your stove. You've now seen both sides, the soups that weaken and the ones that strengthen. Maybe some of the bad ones were in your regular rotation. Maybe some of the good ones reminded you of dishes your parents or grandparents used to make. Wherever you are in your health journey, what matters most is this: it's not too late. Your immune system can still improve. Your digestion can still repair. Your joints, your mind, your energy, they're all still responsive to care. And the best care doesn't always come from clinics or prescriptions. Sometimes it comes from your grocery list. From choosing garlic over sodium, fiber over filler, healing over habit. So the next time you reach for a meal, whether it's dinner on a cold night or a quick lunch between errands, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, is this soup lifting me up or holding me back? Because after 60, every bite matters more than ever. And the good news is you now have options. Real, accessible, affordable options. You don't have to change everything overnight. You just have to begin shifting the balance. One bowl, one decision, one day at a time. With time, those small shifts become your new normal. And that new normal can bring clarity, energy, and even joy back into your everyday life. If this video helped you rethink what's in your bowl and how it affects your strength, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone you care about. This channel is here to support you, because aging doesn't have to mean weakening. It can mean awakening. And your next chapter of health can start with something as simple and as powerful as the soup you choose.